Hey there. In this video I'm going to answer some frequently asked questions regarding the use of the soul mirrors. That would be the two notebooks that through contemplation we record all the various qualities we possess. The black soul mirror being the notebook that contains all our negative qualities, our shortcomings, our vices. The white soul mirror being the notebook in which we record all our positive qualities, our advantages, our virtues. The first question is, what should I record? Many people find themselves focusing on very pure, abstract qualities. They simply state that they are compassionate or that they're slightly lazy. These are very important insights and should be recorded. It may also be of great advantage to express how much you possess this quality and how often it's expressed and under what circumstances it thrives. But you should also record other things about yourself, namely your habits, good and bad, the areas of life which you find you understand fully, or those when you find your awareness is lacking, your moods and what effect they have on yourself or others, the places in which you find yourself feeling skillful and achieving things, and the circumstances in which you find your skills lacking. As a general rule, make sure that your black soul mirror contains all the things that hold you back, that get in the way of you bringing good outcomes to the world for yourself and others. And in your white soul mirror, make sure that you record everything that empowers you, everything that works, everything that's bringing success. It's very important to be fastidious with these record keepings and comprehensive, because through this you will be able to gain great insight, hidden insight that you wouldn't have into yourself under other circumstances. These are practical tools for your success. It's a means for you to transform all your negative qualities into their true expression, to view them as seeds that can be grown up into virtues. When you look at your soul mirrors, look for the interconnections between things. So for example, when you look at your white soul mirror, when you look at the positive qualities, look at the ones where you really succeed. And you might be able to see certain connections between them. You might be able to see that circumstances when it tends to be just down to you, when it's something that involves being alone, is when you succeed beyond others. Or it may be the opposite. It may be that certain times, certain qualities, certain things that involve a team of people around you are when you thrive. You might be able to see that you do best when there's a strong emotional involvement, or that you are at your zenith when there is no emotional connection. By looking at the approaches, the strategies, the circumstances that bring success, you can utilize them in your transformation. You can apply them So maybe you could take some of that quality and look at where things aren't working and put that quality into that aspect as a cure. This way you will have the best effect with the least amount of effort needed. Likewise, look at your shortcomings, look at your vices and look at the patterns between them. You'll often see they are interrelated. And sometimes you won't know this until you start to work on them. So let's imagine someone who overworks at work and finds it hard not to drink in the evenings, is a bit moody in the mornings, and maybe that person will start to see that if they eliminate one, so maybe they get rid of the drinking, suddenly their recovery is better in their sleep and they're not moody in the mornings. And they find that guilt goes from them, so maybe they don't overwork so much. And it's actually quite interesting. Sometimes you'll make the smallest change to something you're doing, just eliminate a small shortcoming, and a whole raft of virtues appear, which were hidden behind that quality that you didn't know you possessed. So you've learned a lot about yourself. The next question is this: why do I need both books? This is largely an emotional point. People at the beginning often look at the books and they've got the list of all the negative qualities they want to get rid of and transform and improve, and they've got the list of all their virtues and their good qualities, and they don't really understand why they need the second one. They've got their list and they live in the dark book, sort of going through and so on. This actually transforms later on. It's the other feeling. You look at the light book and you think, well, I'm trying to build this ideal expression of myself. Why would I need a book of absences? Why do I need this dark book, which just lists the things I don't have? When I've got this book where I just make this well-rounded and build the perfect expression of myself, that's done. I can dispose of this. Both of these feelings are just to do with where you are. You do need both books. If you're steering a ship, you want to know who the strongest oarsmen are. You want to know this so you can compensate for the strengths and try to balance things up. So you need your white soul mirror so you can amplify good effects, and so as to make sure you're maneuverable. You can balance the elements in there. But you also need, if you're steering the ship, to know how much weight you have, where the weight is distributed, what needs repair, what drag you have in different areas. So you need the dark soul mirror. And the interaction between the two will bring great insight and understanding, so don't neglect either. The final question is this: how do I know what element to assign each quality under? And wouldn't my elemental qualities, my elemental balance, affect my judgment in this? This is a very important question, and the person asking it is quite correct. You will be affected in your judgment by the elements. So if you're a fiery person, you're far more likely to see things as fiery. So you might, say for example, have the quality of talking too much, and you'll see that as having too much energy. Whereas someone who has a predominance of air, for example, would see it as too much communication. Or someone who's watery might see it as getting caught in the flow of conversation and not thinking. This is part of the system, and it actually makes it work. So yes, someone who's very fiery will record more fiery qualities, but as their elements balance, they will reinterpret them and reclassify them. So don't worry about your imbalances causing your judgments to be off. Your judgment is part of your elemental balance. The system works. The other part of this question is really a confidence issue. Look at each quality and contemplate which element it matches. If there is an element, if you could estimate what it behaves like, then this is the element that's behind it. Is it stable and unmoving like earth? Is it flowing and deceptive like water? Is it like the breeze and intangible and hard to see like air? Is it fiery and progressive and escalating and produces energy like fire? Is it of the will, the intellect, the emotion, or the body? Contemplate the qualities of the expression of self deeply before assigning it. And don't be fearful to put it in an unassigned classification for a while and let your deep mind and fate help you with your answer. You'll find that as you work on the soul mirror, this skill will become more developed. And remember that by contemplating this way, you become closer to the elements themselves, which will be of great use later on. I hope this video has been of great use to anyone working on their soul mirrors. Until next time, let's let every word, thought and action count.